God's story, Parable of the Banquet. So part of God's story is about a time Jesus told a parable about a banquet, and it goes like this. One day, Jesus was eating dinner at the house of a very important Pharisee. A Pharisee was a religious leader who studied God's laws and knew God's rules. At the table, everyone was watching Jesus very carefully as he talked about how following him means that we include the poor, the sick, and the outcasts in society. Someone said to Jesus, "It's going to be amazing when we get to eat at the feast in God's kingdom." Now, the kingdom of God isn't a place, like a building, or a country that only certain people are allowed into. It's wherever people love God and love other people. That means God's kingdom can be anywhere in the world, and everyone can choose to be part of it. Not everyone at this party realized that, though, so Jesus told them a story called a parable. In this parable, a man prepared a great banquet. That's a big fancy party with delicious food and lots of celebrating. The man invited special guests to his banquet, and getting an invitation was a pretty big deal. When everything was finally ready, the man sent his servant to tell the invited guests that they could come to the party. But these guests started to make excuses. The first said, "I've just bought a field and I must go inspect it. Please excuse me." Another said, "I've just bought 5 pairs of oxen and I'm on my way to try them out. Please excuse me." And still another said, "I just got married, so I can't come." When the servant went back home and told all this to the man he worked for, the man was furious. He told his servant to go into the city and invite people who were poor and those who couldn't see or walk. So the servant did just that. But there was still room for more people. So the man told his servant to go out to the country and convince more people to come to his banquet. He wanted his house to be completely full. And the people he originally invited, they would miss out. Now, Jesus' story may have been about a banquet, but he was really talking about the kingdom of God. You see, God's kingdom isn't just for the most important and special people in society. It's not a small gathering where lots of people are left out. It's a huge, amazing, incredible, joyful party that everyone is invited to. People who were rejected? Invited. People who weren't considered very important? Invited. People who thought they weren't very special? Invited. When we accept Jesus' invitation, we're a part of God's kingdom. And God's kingdom is the best party we could ever imagine. And that's the parable of the banquet. So in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Jesus told a parable. A man invited guests to his banquet. The guests didn't come. The man invited the poor and those who couldn't see or walk. There was still room for more. The man invited everyone else he could find. The banquet is like God's kingdom. It's a party where everyone's invited, especially the people you wouldn't expect. And that's a part of God's story.
Forward cellphone. So, let's go na. Ayan, mga sis, yung aming airlines. Ang Southwest. And ayan, mga sis,